Hello and welcome to the Arielle Knits YouTube channel. My name is Riley and today I'm going to be showing you how to do knit brioche flat with one color. So this is not brioche right now, this is a 1x1 rib and that's the foundation that I'm starting on to show you how to knit brioche with one color. So what we're going to do, so for the knit stitch and for this first row, we're just going to knit the knit stitches, and then after we knit, we're going to bring our yarn to the front. And I'm doing this holding my yarn in my left hand. Hopefully that's not super confusing. I will try to show you it at least once holding the yarn in my right hand, but it's a little bit difficult to do it without hitting the table, if you know what I mean. So anyways, maybe I could adjust this a little bit and then give myself a little bit more room. Oh. Ah, we're crashing. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we are. Whoops. Okay, so I knit this first stitch and then I'm going to slip the next stitch purlwise with the yarn in front, and then I'm going to yarn over to the back, and then I'm going to knit the next stitch. And this is getting us set up to start brioche. So this is kind of brioche, kind of not. We're not brioche knitting yet, but we are doing the yarn overs so that we can do it on the next round. So bring the yarn to the front, slip the next stitch purlwise, yarn over to the back, and knit the next stitch. Whoop-de-doo. Now I'm going to do it with holding the yarn in my left hand, which is my preferred method. So slip with the yarn in front, yarn over to the back, and knit the next stitch. Yarn in front, slip, yarn over, knit the next stitch. I like to do my yarn overs and my slipping kind of at the same time, and how I do that is I just hold my yarn in the front of the left needle and slip the next stitch, and slip both the yarn that was being held in front of the needle with that next stitch, and look, the yarn over's done for me and I can just knit. So that's what I'm doing here as I finish this row. Okay, so this last one I yarned over at the same, and it's not knit down, so just make sure when you're on your next row that you remember that there's a yarn over on this end. So now I'm going to turn my work. And this is where we start to get to brioche a bit. Okay, so I yarned over, there's a yarn over with this first knit stitch. When you knit a yarn over with a knit stitch and you're doing brioche, it's called a brioche knit. So we're going to brioche knit it, which is knitting the yarn over with that stitch, like so. And the yarn over is called a shawl. It can also be referred to as a shawl. But then we're going to do the same thing that we just did. So aside from brioche knitting, instead of just knitting, you're going to slip the purls purlwise with the yarn in front, then yarn over to the back, and then see how there's this yarn over from the previous row with the next stitch. You just knit those two together, brioche knit. And then keep repeating that. So yarn to the front, slip the next stitch, yarn over to the back, brioche knit. Okay, I'll show you holding the yarn continental. Yarn in the front, slip, yarn over to the back, brioche knit. Front, slip, yarn over, brioche knit. And fast way, have the yarn in front while you slip, slip the yarn that was in front so that it creates a yarn over along with the next stitch, and then brioche knit the next stitch. And we're just going to do that to the end. Now we're going to turn our work back around, and we're just going to repeat what we just did on the other side, and we're going to keep repeating that on both sides until we get the fabric that we want. Alright, and as you can see, we're starting to get this nice brioche fabric. So this is the ribbed, and up here above my thumb is where the brioche kind of starts. So yeah, you just keep doing that, and that is how you do it. So hopefully this video was a little bit helpful if you're more of a visual learner. There's lots of resources elsewhere on YouTube if you want to dive into those videos. Find a video that really fits for you, where the explanation makes sense to you. I totally am a big believer in that. So thank you all so very much for being here and bearing with me as I adjusted my camera and all of that. But go out there and craft your world. Bye!